Silly things that doctors say. Hi there, I'm Julie Brooks.
And I'm Kip Brooks.
And this is part of the Real Talk series, but I have convinced my husband to have a very authentic conversation with me today. He doesn't know half of the questions that I'm asking him.
I was going to say, so authentic.
Yeah. So thank you so much. All right. So silly things that doctors say. I was going to call it stupid things that doctors say, but we'll stick with silly because that's probably a little bit more appropriate. We were having a conversation at lunch and this topic came up. So we figured we'd dive into it. But before we did this, I looked up a couple of other things that people had posted, silly things that doctors say. So can't wait to throw those out at Kip. All right. So before I get into the story, the real reason why I wanted to do this, when I say silly things that doctors say, what comes up in your mind? What's the first thing that you think of?
Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna keep up.
It's various general statements, but like the first thing that came up when you just asked it this time, it's something similar but yet different every time. Like just how quick prescriptions are and surgeries are thrown at things. But one specific thing actually popped up in my mind this time, and it was, I'm in a lot of men's groups, and how many times, or even at the store, we had this happen actually. Young men between like the ages of 22 and 27, how many times I've heard them say, "Oh, I'm starting TRT because I have low testosterone." And first appointment, doctor's like, "Here you go."
Yeah, you say that you have signs.
Yeah.
And here you go.
Oh. Yeah, here's your sign to evoke billing ball.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Billing ball. I was gonna say I miss him. It's like he's gone anywhere. He's just not as present in the world these days. So what comes up for me is a little bit of empathy for doctors, believe it or not. That's probably not the energy that people expected me to have right now. See, here's the situation. They go to school for a very, very long time and get told over and over and over, you better have an answer. You're the authority. You need to have an answer. So what that breeds is a group of humans that just say whatever comes to their mind because they're under this pressure to know everything. And guys, your doctor does not know. Unless your doctor is specially trained in nutrition, they know zero about nutrition. Literally, follow them home one day and see what they eat. Zero about nutrition. They don't know anything about mental health at all. It's actually quite frightening what your general practitioner knows about mental health. So we need to stop relying on doctors for everything. Do not take your every problem to the doctor. Take your cold and your flu. And to be honest, that's a little scary too.
Yeah, broken bone, maybe. Things like that.
Well, and the reason, so if I may, I'm going to share why I wanted to have this conversation and what we were actually talking about at lunch. My mom has not been feeling well for weeks, and her stomach is part of it, but she's exhausted. So she finally goes to the doctor, and the doctor just dismisses it as the cold or flu. Meanwhile, she's been near her friends like a lot, and none of them have gotten sick. So she's like, I don't think I'm contagious. What did the doctor say for her stomach? He said, eat macaroni and cheese until your stomach feels better. Like that, because maybe for him, that makes his stomach feel better. Maybe when he was a kid, he ate macaroni and cheese when he was sick. I don't know his story, but I can goddamn well tell you macaroni and cheese has never healed anyone. So I was so livid because I love my mom, bless her. And she doesn't always just assume that people know what they're talking about, but she's like, yeah, I'm supposed to eat Kraft dinner. I'm supposed to eat macaroni and cheese. Frick, no. Like that is one of the biggest silly things that I've heard a doctor say in a long time. There is almost no nutrient value. So a woman that's sick, that's having a hard time eating at all, is now going to eat something that has no nutritional value so that she'll feel better. Like, make it make sense, people. Make it make sense.
Yeah. One thing that came up when you were sharing. Even before, even before that. But when you were giving some some credit to the doctors of, they're in this pedestal or position that people expect them to know everything. And I think sometimes too, maybe they're trained this way or whatever, but it's like if most people in society that that go to doctors and automatically take what they say and run with it. It's like if they heard their doctor say, I don't know, it would panic them more about their condition.
Right.
And so we, have to give them credit there. It's like they're in this spot. And I know how much trouble I got in as a kid, or felt like I was in, if I didn't know an answer, either at school or whatever. So I can't imagine medical school, like how beat down they would get for not knowing something. Yeah, and again, this macaroni and cheese thing, it's like, okay, just live off that, and then don't worry about all the issues that come from that, because we got to peel the Band-Aid.
You've got a medication for that.
And my salary does really well with recurring customers.
So the other day, a couple of days ago, I did a video, a very short video about how frustrated I was that I see all kinds of videos, and it's medical personnel, doctors usually, but sometimes nurse practitioners saying, like, don't take a supplement unless you've already had your blood tested. Well, blood actually is homeostatic, so it's going to show what it needs to show to be balanced. You're not going to really see a lot of the vitamins and minerals. And a lot of the vitamins and minerals, if you didn't take them that day, you don't have them in your blood. So it just didn't make sense to me. But what even was more annoying is every doctor, tell me if this is not true for you. You walk in there and you say, oh, I feel like crap. I've got a headache. I got this. And they take out their prescription pad and write it out and go, here you go. Take this. They don't do a blood test. They don't see what's actually wrong with you. They give you an antibiotic. And an antibiotic can help in certain instances, but most of the time they might as well give you a sugar pill. I think they sometimes do. And the other thing about antibiotics and many medications is you become resistant to them. So if you take an antibiotic for a cold, which is never going to help a cold, then when you actually need an antibiotic, guess what, guys? It doesn't work. So again, make it make sense. I think that's my sentence of the day for this video. Make it make sense. Okay, Kip. Now we got like the fast round here. I'm going to throw at you some stupid things. Silly. Let's call it silly. I'm being lovely today. Silly things the doctors have said.
It's your fancy pants.
Yeah, it's my fancy pants. You guys can't see my fancy pants, but they are amazing. All right.
I watched the live earlier if you want to catch the fancy pants.
Okay, so we already discussed eat macaroni and cheese till your stomach feels better. That's crazy. Here's another one. You should expect to be in pain because you're tall. Well, thank goodness neither one of us has to do that. That's literally a statement said by a doctor. You should expect to be in pain because you're tall.
What? I
know, it just bends the mind.
And at the same time,
I sort of get it, because I bet you, like, we're not
lots of
tall.
pain. I should be like 6.5 feet tall, man. Yeah.
Okay, so let's move aside from that. How many times do tall people hit their head on things? I've seen it happen. I've never had it happen. I've literally never run my head into anything because I'm 5'2" and I can just walk under everything. So anyways, still silly things doctors say. Here's another one. A doctor suggested that a patient's arm hurt because they swung it too much while walking. You swing your arm too much while walking. You need to stop that. That's why your arm hurts, because arms aren't meant to swing. What? Thoughts on that?
And it's just one arm hurting. So why is the other one not?
Apparently you got the other hand in a pocket or something? I'm not sure. So last but not least.
Is that why my face doesn't work? Because I smile too much on one side?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's so much smiling from you.
Got it. Yeah.
All right. Last but not least. My ankle hurts, doctor. Oh, it's probably because you get up to go to the washroom too many times. Your ankle hurts from too many trips to the washroom was an actual sentence that a doctor said.
Wow.
And I know that one's true because, things that you find online, not always true. That was another thing my mom's doctor said to her. Because not only are all these other things going on, but now her ankle sore. She's like, what is going on? Why is my ankle sore? So that was his response. We're probably
And
getting up to
people
go to
wonder why I
Washington.
don't go to the doctor. Like,
You know what, guys? I think that's enough. Again, we gave the doctors credit.
I had a doctor, you've heard of this. I had a doctor once when I was 30, and he was 28, which that shouldn't be a thing. But, or maybe it should.
It
Actually,
should.
maybe because they're not. Yeah. But no. But he told me I probably have high cholesterol because he did. And I was like,
I do
what?
remember you
And he's
telling
just
me
like, well, you're older than me. And I was like, what's that got to do with anything at all?
that. Join
And
my
I was just
club.
like,
Come on.
I'm 47. I still don't have high cholesterol or even close. But yeah, that one, that was just, I thought he was joking because we had a pretty good, like, doctor patient relationship. And then after that, I was just like, yeah, why do I come to this?
Oh, that's so funny. All right. So this was a little bit off center real talk, but probably one of the most real talks. So if you guys watch this and you thought, I have something, my doctor said this, or I have something in a different area of wellness, I want to hear about it. We want to hear about it. So please reach out at Juliebrooks.life and maybe you'll be on the show next. That would be phenomenal. And thank you so much, husband, Kip, Muffin, like I like to call him, for being here and for having patience and
not being impatient.
yeah, and being fun. All right, guys, thank you so much. Hopefully you enjoyed this. And if you did, don't hesitate to share it with friends. Bye for now.
Ta-ta.
You gotta turn these off, Muffin. They don't
Yeah.
turn